Hi everyone, my name is Russell and I'm one of the academic mentors here at the Lifelong Learning Centre at the University of Leeds on this gorgeously sunny day. I'm going to do a quick video about good practice regarding writing emails. So I will quickly share a little slide I've made, which I've called, drum roll please, do's and don'ts of writing an email, or how best to present your best self to others. Now, before we start, emails are a very important form of communication. It's something we send to others in usually a formal circumstance. It's not something we tend to use between friends unless we're sending something quite serious. Now, a lot of what I'm going to show you can apply to not just office work, academia, formal writing. It can apply to your own everyday life. So if you're writing to a local counsellor, if you're writing to your internet provider, if you're just communicating with anybody that you don't quite know, but in a formal capacity. So we will begin with the do's because I like to start off on a positive note. So do's, do double check you are emailing the right person. I can't stress that enough. There's no point in writing out an email if you're going to send it to the wrong person. I've done that. It's not fun. You get somebody emailing back who is very odd. 2, do have a relevant subject. For example, council tax questions about bills. Could also be if you've ordered something from an online store that hasn't arrived, what's the status of my order? Something that the reader will look at and think, right, I know what they're messaging me for. I can act on it straight away. Do keep it professional. That's probably the most important thing in this section. This isn't a way of communicating informally. If you've had experience writing letters from school, perhaps, think of it like this. This is where a while ago you would write a handwritten letter, pop it in a letterbox, send it off. Emails should be written in pretty much the same way. A lot of careful consideration going into language, spelling, grammar, if you're able to. Just presenting the best, most formal self. I imagine it like an office voice or a telephone voice, but in written form, if that makes any sense. Do end the email in the right way. This ties back to what we were just saying. If you can use the ideas of sincerely or faithfully. Usually sincerely if you know the person you're messaging, faithfully if you don't. If you'll be a little more informal than that, a thank you, best wishes, some sort of nice, polite ending that you'd end off. And do end an email using your name. Usually just your given name, certain situations I suppose would make, you'd use your full name, but often it's just your given name. Yeah, that's the do's. If you keep these in mind, they'll do you well. Now we're on to the don'ts. For the don'ts, we have don't email someone who isn't related to the email. The example I've given, don't email the city mayor if you want to discuss your council tax. It's probably a bit too high up and that person probably won't be able to help you anyway. Try and email the person who you should be emailing with your problem. Sometimes it's best to do a little bit of research. I know I've had situations where I'm thinking, who am I supposed to email? So a little Google search, frequently asked questions, things of that nature. And if not, most places usually have some sort of customer support and they'll tell you who to email. Don't use a subject heading that's vague or doesn't add to the message. I'm mad, or I'm furious, or this is disgusting, or I'm happy, or great job, or you can probably imply something, but it's not good practice. Stick to what we're saying in the do's. Do write in a good way, in a clear way, so the person on the other end knows straight away what the purpose of the email's for. Don't use informal fonts or emojis. I know it is so tempting to do it. I'm tempted all the time to put in emojis at the end of every sentence just to communicate how I'm feeling. But if you were emailing somebody important, well, it might look good. It might help maybe aid your communicate your emotions across. In all honesty, it perhaps make you look like you're treating the situation seriously, or it sort of reflects on your character, which is not what we want. We want your email to be treated with absolute seriousness and urgency. Don't use text speech or slang, mate, lol, etc. Again, sometimes they're tempting, so we use terms like this all the time in our day-to-day speech. It's all right for text-based work where you know who you're talking. If you're texting somebody, a friend or a family member, that's fine. They know you. It's an informal conversation. Emails, formal. Put on your best formal self. Don't finish using a nickname unless it's something you use often. I put the example of Shorty when your name's Ben. Goes back to the previous page. We want the person to know who they're dealing with, and it reflects on you again. I mean, it's all right to use a shortened name if your name is Benjamin, but you go by Ben, and that's how you prefer to be called. That's fine. Just try and keep it sensible and something you would use in your everyday. If you keep these in mind, little simple guides in mind, and practice, you should be able to use a very good email that should be treated very seriously and get you what you need the most, which is a resolution to the reason you sent the email in the first place. No point having a well-worded email if it's not going to do anything. We've all been there. Okay, I think I will leave it there. So, good luck writing those emails. And I hope wherever you are watching this, it's a nice and sunny day and you're all getting along just fine. Okay, thank you very much.